Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Helck episode 9, in which we will fight the Kraken. That match is for sure, that match is certain, because that's how the previous episode ended. Previous episode, what happened there? We finally met the witch, that is, Helck and Vermilio did, and the witch showed them in which direction they should go to get to the continent. The witch is strikingly similar to to Vermilio, which makes us believe that most probably she's from the continent. She's one of the she's a demon, perhaps even somehow related to Vermilio. I don't want to say mother, but maybe an aunt, maybe something along those lines. I'm not sure. They are decently similar though, or maybe it simply is a sub race of demons or something like that. Then again, I don't think we should really bother categorizing demons and other creatures. Everybody looks mostly unique. There aren't really any, oh, that's a Blorbo and this is a Glarbus, and no, there's no such thing. They're demons, they look different. The same goes for the villagers of this island. They don't have their racial names and whatnot. Right. So with that brand new knowledge and a much better ship, of course, the raft was hardly seaworthy. With that brand new ship and a magical mana unit engine kind of thing to propel it, Vermilio and Helck set off towards the continent. And on the way, of course, they were ambushed by a Kraken. Not once, but twice, and now they will have to fight. Because for the second time, they weren't able to escape it. They weren't able to run away because they're also in a whirlpool. And the situation is pretty dire, but Helck says he's got it. So I assume he's got it. I assume he can manage to beat Kraken. Now, on our journey, it turns out Pee-wee also joined us, the annoying little bird. He's going to be the mascot of the team, apparently, because he wants to see more of the world, and the witch sent him on his merry way with our main duo. He's apparently very resilient, so not easy to kill, and he's very fluffy and soft, so it might help Vermilio distress, which she needs. She's very, very strung up at all times, so she might need some soft and fluffy thing to hug and pet and calm down. And we are, of course, led by a sea steed, water steed, ocean steed, something along those lines. That weird underwater deer-like creature with human voice. And yeah, and that's our team, and we are en route to the continent. And that's basically it. Honestly. There isn't all that much to talk about. I assume in today's episode we will beat the Kraken, and we might even make it back to the continent. We will see. Because of that whirlpool, it's entirely plausible that their boat was turned around, but they have that deer creature that is supposed to lead them towards the continent. But didn't it free itself as the whole shenanigans were going on? Or maybe it died to the Kraken. I don't know, we'll see. I fully expect some complications. Perhaps still at the stage of travel, of journey, or maybe at the stage of having arrived. We know that the Demon Continent is rife with danger, and the Demon Country in particular is in the middle of the continent, and it's surrounded with all sorts of dangers from all around, the biggest danger up north, so it's entirely possible. I mean, not even possible, it's pretty much a given that Vermilio and Helck will have to fight their way through some other country, some other dangerous area to get back to the demon country. So we continue our adventure, essentially. It's not going to end that quickly. And of course, in the meantime, we can't forget Asdra is leading the demon race towards an offensive on humans to get rid of the human king as soon as possible so that the pseudo-heroes can no longer revive and can thus be fairly easily defeated. Time is of the essence, so I wonder if today's episode will be all about that, right? One episode about Helck and Vermilio's adventures, one episode about the happenings in the demon realm, and we're gonna be going back and forth. We'll see. We will see. But to do that, we will of course need subs so that you can follow along. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching Helck episode 9 in 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, a recap. And yeah, right. Great calamity hidden inside of Helck. All the resentment, all the anger, all those negative emotions that are just waiting to spill over. Oh, and the water steed, or whatever you want to call it, is apparently named Shikango. Shi for sea and Kango for kangaroo? Oh. I don't know Japanese. Yeah, they're gonna probably have to fight monsters like that on their way towards the center of the continent, back to the demon realm. I assume, at least, they wouldn't put those combat scenes in the opening if they weren't relevant. Also, I wonder how will the opening change during the midpoint of the season. The season is 24 episodes after all, so Barbarians of the Tothman tribe. Okay, so we will land in this very episode. Yes, that's exactly what he's going to do. And he's going to succeed. He can bounce off exactly like that. Because it's bouncy and springy. You can cut it, you can stab it, but you can't really punch it or tear it. You're going to fall into the whirlpool, exactly. Besides, fire magic will probably not do much. No. He's just going to say no and not pull in. He can just probably dog paddle his way out of that whirlpool. That's a nice pose. Oh, a tooth. Okay. I mean, there's at least something hard that Helck can punch. Okay. So are we getting separated? Or is Helck's plan to punch his way out from the inside of this Kraken? No, probably not. We are, of course, supposed to believe that he is, but the show has been named after him, so of course he can't be dead. Maybe he will return as Helck the White. Maybe he will simply return. I don't know, but he will. Yeah, that's actually really close. Is Helck waiting for her on the shore? Probably, honestly. Why, what? Of course. Helck being Helck. Pee-wee outrun you. I mean, there really wasn't much difference for Helck. Yeah, I can't die. Of course, it's obvious. Yes, he can. What do you mean? Of course he can. Yes, exactly. So much concern. It's not like I was concerned for you or anything, Baka. It was Pee-wee. Cross the finish line. Exactly. You still haven't done it. And she's going to play along, of course. Okay, and the thing is going back. Adventure music. Very JRPG adventure overworld music, isn't it? The tribe they've mentioned. What would he be doing, do you think? Yeah, they've been ambushed by the tribe mentioned in the title of this episode. You're a curious looking bunch. Like Greek togas and whatnot. You won't do anything to them either. Yeah. Okay, so they want to be scary and imposing, but they don't really know why. They don't really know how, rather. Not sturdy enough. You don't even have fucking hands. Don't exclude him like that. He wants to be included in this little game you're playing. Did he get his... No, he pretends to have his shackles. Okay, that's cute. Ruins. Yes. Ruins. I love ruins. I fucking love ruins. Yeah, this place isn't really doing all that well. And what happened? Humans taking your territory? Oh, so that's the barbarians. Gotcha. Those aren't the barbarians, it's some other tribe. But oh, they were the source. They were like the first experiments, I assume. Humans were experimenting on the Tothman tribe how to create heroes. Probably. Yeah. Just have Helck punch the Tothmans and you're gonna be done. Oh? She knows Vermilio? She knows Helck? Oh no, she just... Okay. Sees them as a different race. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. No need. It was a fun experience. The Tothmans are approaching. Probably. Yep, the Tothmans are coming. Tothmen? I don't know. Tothmans, I'm gonna say. The king himself? Why would that be? Or just punch him in the face and burn his carriages. They seem fairly flammable. So, what do you want to do? Oh, like you want to fight someone strong? Well, we happen to have someone strong, you know. We can, you know. All 50 of you. Well, the terms have changed. Yeah, they barely have any strength to live, let alone fight in a war. Certain death versus delayed death. Hello, Helck. Right on cue. Look at those bulging muscles. Bitch slapped away. Yes. And Vermilio also adds her own flair. And also Demon Country will earn an ally, potentially. Yeah, let's go. It's been a while since we had Helck fight someone. Why? No, they aren't. They just get swatted away like fucking mosquitoes. There we go. Pimp slapped them all away. I love it. Not even any punches. You're going to beg for forgiveness, or are you going to jump into battle yourself? You're gonna jump in yourself. Is that a spell or a curse or something? Yeah, some sort of a curse or a spell. Like a fire punch or something. How about having a hole punched through you by Helck coming from behind? The Demon Country. But you haven't. Exactly. Now she gained some trust in him. And there he is. He's right behind me, isn't he? He just said no to dying. Simple. And he has beef with assholes. And you're an asshole, so he has beef with you. Yeah. Could probably be like 1,000 actually. Ora, 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 ora. Not quite. That's scary. That's an awesome visual. Okay, his eyes glowing. I love it. One punch! I was honestly expecting red mist, but I guess it's not that gory of a show. Yeah. Unfortunately. It probably would be easier to destroy the source of the curse, so him. Is that a way to dispel a curse? Okay, powering up a little bit. Some sort of a human curse put on him. Okay, he's growing. You shouldn't have overused steroids. I'm willing to bet this is a result of human experimentation. And we've seen him in the opening, didn't we? You're bursting a vessel so far. Not really with power, but sure. And credits. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we've seen in the opening. Is episode 10 out already? Is episode 10 out? No. Shit. Just my luck. Just my luck. I watched episode 10 of Nanatsu no Makengashi Haisuru right before. It ended in the middle of a fight. And I have to wait for episode 11. Now I'm watching Helck. It ended in the middle of a fight. Now I have to wait for another episode. Oh boy. Now, thankfully, in case of Helck, it's only 4 days. In case of Nanatsu no Makengashi Haisuru, it's a week, but still. I haven't picked my today's shows particularly well, did I? Why is there a fly inside of my mug? Fuck. Spoilers. No. There we go. I forgot that Helck has spoilers at the end. I mean, not really much of a spoiler. He's going to fight the Tothman King, but I wouldn't want to risk it and have any more of it play out. And there is also an ant. What are you? What are you, goddammit? Probably an ant. Okay. Regardless, let's watch it again. Shall we? Yes, we shall, as always. Okay. Even if you beat it, you'll just fall into the whirlpool. Not a problem. Helck can just beat water out of his way. He could probably just walk on the sea floor. I mean, in the first place, that was legit what how I thought their journey back to the continent is going to go. Helck just towing the boat behind him. And it's probably well within his capabilities too. But of course, punching doesn't really work on something squishy like that. You would have to either have like a supersonic punch to create what's it called? Not a cavitation bubble. That's not what I meant. Like a hydrostatic shock. Is that what it's called? I think so. And essentially scramble the organs of the Kraken from the inside, which I guess wasn't something that Helck wanted to do. Or you can stab it, or you can slash it, or you can magic it. But blunt force, of course, is not going to work. This is great. This is amazing. This is great subversion. Like, usually, in any other show, you would be used to the character getting out and being like, why? Why did Helck die? Right? And that's what you expect. But then, why? Tell me why, Helck? Why did you have to do this? Why did you have to die so close from our goal? Why are you standing here like nothing happened? That's the actual question. I love it. Probably my favorite moment of this entire episode. I love it. And Pee-wee is, of course, on board. He's first to the goal. Vermilio lost to Pee-wee. That has to hurt. I should have known this was enough to kill Helck. I always assume the worst. Vermilio went through a little bit of a character development within the span of this single episode, right? From always assuming the worst, that, oh no, Helck is dead, to just being calm and collected, and no, that was enough to kill him. Absolutely not. That's cool. Perhaps a little bit too fast, maybe, sorta, but I really don't mind it. She learned her lesson and she applied that very soon, I guess you could look at it that way. You should have returned to ship. Yeah, I have a goal, so I would never die. I would never just let myself die out there. You can't expect to overcome every obstacle in the world with spirit and spunk. Watch him. Watch him do exactly that. And this is great deflection. It's not like I was concerned about you, baka, but Pee-wee was. You wouldn't want Pee-wee to be concerned about you, would you? Harumph. She is such a tsundere. And Pee-wee's face is full of nothing. Just nothing. Finding a village. And what was it? Oh, an arrow. Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. It went so fast that I didn't. That I thought someone cast like a tiny little small fireball at them, and Helck just parried magic with his fingers. But no, they shot a bow, and then Vermilio just giving no fucks incinerated in midair, and at the same time Helck wanted to protect her, so he caught that arrow, but it was already burning and he got burned by Vermilio's fire. Okay, that's cool. I know what happened now. That's great. It's really useful to go through some scenes frame by frame every now and then. And I love how completely fucking done Vermilio is at this point. And of course they don't really want to do that, but they kind of have to. Oh no, I broke your shackles. Oh, terribly sorry for that. And Pee-wee wants to be included. That's why he's upset. He wants to take part in this little fun play that you have right now. I love this little detail that Pee-wee is like happily marching. Look, I have shackles as well. It's fun, isn't it? I'm taking part in this game. It's great. I love this city. I love. It feels wrong to say that I love how ruined it is, but my initial impression was that it's ruins of some ancient city, and some sort of a tribe took those ruins as their home, essentially repurposed them. Uh, I thought that's what's going on, but no, it probably is their capital that was prosperous, full of life, full of bustle and hustle, with stalls with food and fresh produce and whatnot. Every here and there, you could hear blacksmiths banging away at their steel. You could see merchants hollering about them having the best dresses and whatnot. But now, it's a ruin. Yeah, it used to be thriving and peaceful. But then it was brought down by a tiny tribe consisting of no more than 50 barbarians, just suddenly powered up. Where is Helck? There it is. Tothman tribe was experimented on by humans before human trials of heroification. Perhaps humans were researching various ways. There's two ways it could have gone. Either humans were researching various ways of powering up living creatures, and one of those potential ways was this weird purple black curse thing placed upon someone, and that's what they did. They experimented on the Tothman King, but it turns out there are downsides. You suddenly start bleeding out of your pores, you lose your mind and whatnot, and they decided, no, let's not use it on fellow humans. So they went on to experiment on various different ways, and perhaps we will meet other nations, other tribes, other races who were also experimented on in various different ways. Alternatively, the process of heroification turns you into a hero of your people, a hero of your race, so to speak, meaning that for a human, a hero has wings, is all white and silver and lit up and glorious and whatnot. So that's how they turn into heroes. But perhaps whatever race Tothmans are, their version of a hero is this hulking mass of destruction. And if you were to heroify a demon, then perhaps not much would change about them except their immense magic power. Because I assume kind of sort of Asdra and Vermilio might be kind of on like a demon kind hero level. So it's either of those two, I believe. Tothman King has power that was in league of its own. And they were cursed. So, and it's this purple-black flame. Tothmans don't seem to be capable of magic. At least we haven't seen any magic users, so it's probably not Tothman magic that transformed them. Rather, the weird purple magic that was, I assume, given to them by humans. Because it's the same flames that Tothman King used. By making them find unwitting people to become slaves to the Tothman tribe. Yep. And here's the princess. I'm touched by caring about our people so much, but not at the cost of innocent people of other races. Let's not do that. We are civilized people here. We don't take slaves. And here come the Tothmans. And the Tothman King wants conquest. Contest or conquest? Conquest. He wants conquest because, of course, just instant transmission. I love it. Also, Helck's face. Something changes about his eyes a lot. And that's this calamity that he has within him that's rearing its head a little bit, that begins to spill out of his eyes ever so slightly. That's great. And of course, Vermilio also joins in the fray, so we pull out all the stops and go teach them a lesson. Of course he will. That's what he does best. Right, there is like a huge change to how Helck's eyes are drawn when he enters the sicko mode. And this is great. He doesn't even bother punching, just slap, 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 and everybody flies away. Cursed Fist, of course, huge explosion, but now Vermilio knows to not worry, because of course Helck will survive. Why would he not? He can just say, no thank you, and not die. It really is as simple as that. And yeah, I'm gonna fight you if you beat Helck, but of course you didn't. He's right behind me, isn't he? No, it's not a Marvel movie. They wouldn't pull anything like that. His eyes are so incredibly intense. The shadow near the bridge of the nose does most of the job. And this is his trigger. Assholes, essentially. Humans aren't the only race with evil assholes like you. There are other races who also have people who exploit others, who enslave them, who are assholes in general. And Helck will not have it. And yeah, Vermilio now has full trust in Helck. I like how she slowly, in this case very quickly, but still slowly, gradually, I guess would be the better way to put it, changes her opinion about Helck, and in general her way of being around Helck, thinking about Helck. Right? Like initially she thought that Helck might be an enemy of the demons, but then she was convinced that he isn't. Then she thought still that he's easily beaten. Now she knows that he isn't. It's cool. And no, 100 punches was nothing. This, I wonder. Glowing eyes. You never know with glowing eyes in anime. It could simply be a stylistic choice, or it could be an actual power-up. It could just be a stylistic choice to make Helck look more imposing, and to be able to have the scene of his glowing eyes cutting through the smoke, and just his eyes being visible. Right? The same way you often have characters with like a red flame coming out of one of their eyes and whatnot. Or it could actually be Helck's heroic power, perhaps, starting up and showing itself through his eyes glowing. You never know. You never know. But since we never see his eye, the glow like dim slowly, I assume it's not like a temporary power-up. I assume it was stylistic. I'm not sure. One punch. I really, really, really was expecting Red Mist. I'm gonna be honest here. I fully expected Red Mist. But no, he was just knocked near unconscious. And this is cool. Despite Helck's eyes not having such intense shadows on them, the way they are drawn still looks very intense. There is still that intensity left. And of course, the Thothman King is not going to give up this easily. Instead, he transforms. He starts bleeding out of his pores and grows bigger, and is now an imposing presence, though perhaps still just a fly to be swatted away by Helck. I really don't envision Helck and Vermilio having much trouble dispatching of him, unless Helck maybe tries to willingly limit himself and, you know, tries consciously to not kill him. Maybe then they would have some trouble knocking him unconscious. But I fully believe that Helck can just punch him in the face and leaves a cloud of red mist behind. And Vermilio can just set him on fire, and that's gonna be that. Unless that magic is a bit of a wild card. Because that purple magic can transform other people into different forms. I assume that same magic is what transformed him into this form. At the same time, it can empower hits, it can cause explosions, so it's fairly versatile. Wouldn't surprise me if his resilience was increased by this very magic. So perhaps he will be a little bit more resilient than I give him credit for. We'll see. But yeah, alas, that's where it ends, in the middle of a fight. And next episode, in pursuit of a map. Okay. That's the episode. That was episode 9 of Helck. And I ran out of space. Stupid me left just a single page for Helck notes, and yeah, and it's really not enough. It's really not enough. So where do I do my continuation? Now I want to leave some space for Magia record. I might not need as much space for Zom 100. Just to be safe, I'm going to start another page. Helck. Continuation. Helck and Vermilio discover other races experimented on by humans. Vermilio makes allies to demon kind. Those are the two theories that I wanted to add here, because it's decently plausible, I'd like to think, and I'm going to leave an annotation. Continuation arrow. There we go. Okay, so So, what do I even say about this episode, honestly? Uh, it certainly served the purpose of twofold purpose, mostly, maybe threefold. First purpose of this episode was for sure to give Vermilio some more growth towards Helck, to have her have faith in him, to have her trust his abilities, to have her not always expect the worst outcome. The second purpose was definitely to show us that this world is much larger, that it's not just humans and demons, but there are also other lands, there are other countries, other races, other people. The world isn't small. And I really like it. I really, really do. The village on the island kinda sorta served that purpose, but not quite as much. But this really does. Many fantasy series in this vein kind of suffer the issue of the world being small. That is, usually we have the human realm where our hero is born or summoned or resurrected or whatever. We have the demon realm where our main hero has to go to defeat the demon lord. And that's about it. Maybe we have some Beastman country mentioned in passing because one of the companions of our main character is a cat girl. Maybe we have a brief mention of a country of the elves. Maybe a country of the dwarves. Maybe we even visit that because our main character needs a super strong weapon, right? But usually the world isn't that big. It's the human country, demon country, and they fight, and that's essentially it. This shows us the world is so much bigger. There are whole entire other countries with their own struggles. Notice how the people in this ruined country, they weren't ruined by humans, they weren't ruined by demons. No, it's a completely unrelated thing. It's a completely unrelated struggle. It's not all about demonkind versus humanity. Those two countries sure are in their own struggle, but outside of that, it wouldn't surprise me if there were places in this world that don't even know the demon country exists. Perhaps whole different continents. And this episode shows me that it actually is a possibility. That it is entirely plausible that we might even travel to those different continents and meet completely different people and meet completely different struggles. Perhaps even meet characters who have no clue what a human is and they are weirded out by Helck. Perhaps ones who don't even know who demons are and they are nonplussed about Vermilio saying that she's the representative of the demon kind and whatnot. Such a tiny little thing showing a nation that has a completely unrelated struggle, and it opens up the world so much because it shows that it's a possibility. Now, I say completely unrelated, but I have my suspicions that the Tothman tribe was, of course, the result of experimentation by humans. But all things considered, it is something unrelated to the current struggle between demons and humans. It's not like the Tothman tribe has the backing of humanity, for example. So that's cool. That's great. And the third purpose for this episode, I feel, might be to show those little signs of calamity spilling from Helck. so far we haven't really seen him fight in earnest. He fought, yes, during the competition, but he was mostly having fun with it. He fought one of those not demon generals, no, human generals, hero generals, whatever you want to call them. His former friend, even. That was a fight, but again, it wasn't fully in earnest. Helck didn't want to kill him. Now, this is the first time that Helck will fight in earnest and with conviction. He has a reason. So far, every fight he fought was because it was an obstacle on the way to his goal, to exact revenge on humanity. This fight is the first one that is driven by that goal. Because, sure, Helck wants to exact revenge on humanity, yes, but for a specific reason. And the Tothman King and the Tothman tribe falls within that reason. So now Helck just adds another nation to destroy to his checklist. It's not just humanity, but also Tothmans. And I like how much it shows in his eyes, and that it's pretty much the only thing. His facial expression is as stoic as ever. He never, takes a different stance. He doesn't emit a black aura. His eyes don't glow red, or he doesn't grow fangs or whatever. It's just his eyes that become intense. He becomes angry. He doesn't power up in the meaning of Super Saiyan. He just becomes angry. He is the same Helck. The very same person. Except angry. And I have a feeling that this great calamity that is within him is not actually magical in nature. Again, it's not Helck growing fangs and claws and his eyes lighting up red and going on a rampage, clawing his way through human heroes and whatnot. It's purely psychological. Whenever that calamity happens, if it happens, Helck will look exactly the same. His eyes might be a little bit more intense. Maybe even he will grimace a little bit. His facial expression will change. Maybe. That's not a given. It might be cold anger. But it will be shown in his actions. For sure. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. About this episode, at least. What do I expect from the next one? Well, In Pursuit of the Map is the title. So in the next episode, I fully expect our heroes to defeat Tothman and go looking for a map. I assume maybe the whatever is the name of the blue people here. Maybe they don't have a map. They hardly have anything, so perhaps not even a map. But maybe the Tothmans have one. If they are prepared for conquest, they should have one. So maybe the pursuit of the map will be visiting the Tothman village or whatever they have and trying to find that map there. Against the Tothman's will, of course. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, I think that's it. Because not really much more happened in this episode, did it? Certainly not much more that is really worth talking about all that much. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to risk, going onto some weird tangents and whatnot. So let's keep it to under an hour, I wanted to say, but we just passed an hour. Whatever. That's gonna be it from me for today, so maybe you guys have something more to add. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here and in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Helck, but also Magia Records, Zom 100, Atelier, Ryza, Undead Girl, Murder, Farce, Nanatsu no Makanagashi, Haisura, and Ancient Magus, Bride, and others coming at you in the future. I also stream sometimes, so you might wanna click the bell icon somewhere down there to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1, you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, no problem. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my wonderful patrons: QB Without the Net, The Corporal Survivor, Young Guy Judith, Scurum, MZ, Rainer, Rakamancer, Marsh, Pastel, Dr. Woodgala, and Hans Peter. And you can join their ranks without the need to defeat the Toffman King.